pretty much a 5-minute interpretive dance shot on a beach, and the cinematography is lovely. The costumes are interesting. It looks like some really intricate knitting.
As I watch it, the music is phenomenal. For me, it expresses a feeling as if you were truly back in a time where Earth was just forming and evolving. As the first creature appears, you get a sense of just that, an intriguing and interesting evolution of life. The pan down to the virtual screen of the second creature reminds me of how life must have evolved like 4.3 billion years ago on Earth. Then the second creature appears in real life. At first, they seem to confront each other as if they're nervous or wary, and then move closer to open themselves up and begin forming like a bond. As the film progresses, the creatures become more and more intimate, as expressed by their dance and the wind blowing their outfits around themselves and each other. So about 2/3 into the film, I was immediately drawn to the background environment. I felt a sense of infinite space spanning every direction, with pillars in the background reminiscent of other life forming, such as trees. It's a truly amazing, incredible film. A must-see.
And I liked Creatures straight from the beginning, as the long establishing shot from a single camera reminded me of the opening scenes from the movie 1917. It was also playing on the classic role of the beach for revival. You had two creatures come together with incredible symbolism in both their dance movement and their costumes. What I found was most profound was how the veil was waved around to establish dominance over the other. Yet at the end, when the veil flew away, they held hands and went off together, which showed they had come from different levels to become one. So, which is a great movie, so I highly recommend The Creature.
Is the up-close shots and the movement where the camera's moving around and following the actors is really nicely done, and it's very cool the way it captures the movement. And then my favorite part of this whole one was the reverse shot with the lace and the way that was exchanged between the two of them, and the way the camera tracks it, and then the way it's played in reverse. It actually made me go back and rewatch it and see how much of the rest of the short may have actually also been played in reverse, and it's really cool because it's kind of hard to tell the way they're moving, and I think that's a good job of cinematography as well as choreography in the movement between the two dancers in the scene.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Creatures. I thought it was a really neat film. I love the spaghetti-style standoff between the two dancers. I thought the cinematography was great, really good movements, it was inspiring. I did like the fact that they showed how people were longing for companionship, but yet it was hard to get with the breaking of the hands. Just a very nice piece.
I thought the color work was fantastic. The music was a highlight for me. I thought the music really carried me through the film, and it kept me interested in what was coming up next. The style and the quality of the film I also thought were really top-notch.
Well, the music is slightly different. Creatures reminds me of a David Bowie music video of sorts, especially with the choreography and the costume design. Speaking of the costume design, well done with the Dryerland suit of armor. That was incredibly creative, especially the way it's woven together and then frayed out on the ends with different chunks of it. Yeah, I like the choreography. It's very polar opposite, it seems. At times it's about support, and at times opposition. So I was very intrigued by that. I'm not fully sure what the film is about, and maybe that is a big part of it, but that was very nice, very key. And the cinematography was great. The sky shots through the bodies and the use of the wind in that area that they were filming with fabric as well, and letting it run across their faces and letting them see all that was wonderfully done.
It felt like I was watching a music video for Bjork or Grimes. I love the use of color. The characters are filmed from underneath, where we see the sky and their body moving like above the camera. I really enjoyed that. Their makeup too, that kind of like white paste they have on their face, their hair. I thought it was really cool, and it complemented the clothes really well. I felt like everything was working well together. The moment with the fabric when they're using it and they're dancing with it, it's kind of in slow motion. I thought it was just beautiful. It was sublime.
It's kind of like an haute couture fashion video in some ways, and I wish that all haute couture fashion designers would stop putting their just pictures in magazines and make movies this way. And I would really, I would think that Cinema Climb would be an excellent one to do that for them. There's 3 designers, Tihanna Minska, Steen Sanderman, and Michael Schneider. And it really showcases a conjunction of land-based art and dance and fashion. And at first I thought it was just going to be a focus on fashion. The weaving that was showcased at the beginning was really cool, but it got really interesting and became more about dance. But then these 2 women started dancing together, and it brought in this theme of weaving, and it brought real life and movement to this otherwise lifeless landscape. Most powerful shots were near the end when their dance was kind of in slow motion. The music was really bare bones, which was great, I think, because to have this conjunction of land-based art and movement and fashion was enough. So it was nice to just have a pared down, not much happening with musically in the background. And I loved it, and I would recommend Cinema Climb to any fashion designer to make a movie like that for them.